This is a brief introduction to Jolly Phonics. I'm sure you have heard all about it at home already. Under normal circumstances, we would have had a meeting in school, so this video is the next best thing so that we are all on the same page. The Jolly Phonics programme is developed by practising classroom teachers. It provides a systematic approach to teaching children how to read and write in their first year of school. It is a synthetic phonics programme. Children first learn the letter sounds and are then taught to read words by blending the sounds together. This method allows children to work out unknown words for themselves rather than being asked to memorise them. This is an important step towards independent reading. Jolly Phonics is fun and multisensory and works at a fast pace. A story and song is provided for each letter, and this helps the children to develop reading, writing and spelling in the future.
So the key to cracking the code of the English language lies in 5 different skills, as we can see on the slide above. So it's learning the letter sounds, learning letter formation, blending, identifying sounds in words and tricky words. The first 4 skills are taught together every day, right from the beginning, and will continue throughout the year. Tricky words, however, are introduced after Christmas. By then, most of the children can work out simple, regular words for reading and writing and are ready to learn more difficult or tricky words. The first step in learning to read and write is to learn the letter sounds. They are the building blocks for making words both written and spoken. The children are taught the letter sounds rather than letter names to prevent them getting muddled up. Once their letter sounds are secure, they can be introduced to the letter names and capital letters. Letter sounds are used throughout reception, so this is maybe one of the reasons why you hear your child say "ah" instead of the letter A. The children are introduced to each letter sound through a story, an associated action, and a song. Children love the stories, actions, and songs, all of which help them to remember the letter sounds more easily. All children are different and will learn on different paces. Lots of practice will occur in school, and this will be done daily. So when your child comes home from school, it's a really good idea to ask them which letter they learnt that day. Like we always say to them in school, practice makes perfect. So them to practice this specific letter each day is really important to them. Jolly Phonics teaches 42 sounds altogether, and these are divided into 7 groups. The first group of letters contains sounds that can be put together to make many simple 3-letter words. The letter sounds are taught at a challenging pace, and the children can start blending the words within the first week, which is hugely motivating for them. Notice how the letter K is introduced relatively early on. This is because letter formation is the basis for several others, for example, D, O, G, and Q. If the children know how to write the letter K, it will then help them to write the others more accurately. Notice too how the letter B and D are not introduced close together. This is because many children are often confused the two when forming the letters, so it is important to get them right straight at the beginning. Another thing to notice is that from groups 4 onwards, there are letter sounds made using 2 letters. These are called diagraphs. These come later because they are slightly harder to learn, but they are introduced along with later single letter sounds because they are important to learn. Many words will be unavailable for the children if they don't know the diagraph.
The English language has 44 sounds and only 26 letters. This means that some sounds have to be written with more than 1 letter. Sounds written with 2 letters are called diagraphs. Notice that some sounds are different but are written using same 2 letters. There is U as in book and U as in moon, Th as in this and Th as in 3. To help distinguish them, they are introduced initially in different sizes. Later on, the children will be expected to work out which sound is the right one by learning if one way doesn't work, try the other. For example, when children read moon, the short U doesn't work, it's mun, but the long U does, moon. The digraph sounds are A, O, I, E, O, U, U, ch, sh, th, qu, aw, oi, ew, a. The pencil hold. The children need to learn how to hold their pencil properly right from the start. You can use the tripod grip or froggy legs movements. I also like to encourage the children to pretend that their hand is like a crab so that they're pinching the pencil when they hold the pencil. The pencil goes between the thumb and the index finger. The next finger helps support the pencil, that's the middle finger. The other two fingers should be tucked away. The children move the pencil forwards and backwards by moving their knuckles in and out. It helps the children remember how to do this if you tell them it looks like a froggy legs. Letter formation. Before the children are ready to write words, they must first be able to form the letters correctly. Getting the formation correct from the very beginning will help the children when they write with a pencil and help prevent any bad habits when forming. These are much harder to correct later on.
Blending skills are essential for reading and they can be taught right from the start. So blending is another of our 5 basic skills. Blending is the ability to run sounds together to hear a sound and is essential for reading. There will be some children who can hear the sound sun straight away. They have a naturally good ear for sounds and will rarely have problems with learning to blend sounds by themselves. However, for the majority, a little practice every day will be needed for the blending to become more fluent. For those children who find learning to read and write more difficult, it will take a little bit longer and they will need more individual practice. However, please do not worry about this because as we say to you all the time, every child is completely different. A technique that helps all children at the beginning is to say the first sound in a word slightly louder and then say the other sounds quickly afterwards. So for example, if you're doing cat, if you go cat, at, and if you say the sounds too slowly, the children will have forgotten them by the time they finish. So for example, if they go at, they'll then forget what came at which the first letter was. So don't worry if you are almost saying the word initially, as the children need more support at the beginning with this. With hearing the sounds, it's important for us to sounding out the words, thinking of word families and sometimes removing the first sound. Lots of practice is needed before children can identify all the sounds in each word. Over time, it is important that the children learn to identify all the sounds in the word, and this can be encouraged roughly once the children know the first 6 sounds in the first groups from one of the first slides that we showed you. The main way to encourage this skill is to call out a word and then sound it out with the children. For example, hat, at. This can also be done by asking the child to demonstrate maybe the Jolly Phonics movement that they've learnt in school. The children are encouraged to say it again, holding up a finger for each sound. In time, most children will be able to do this for themselves. Hi everyone. So usually around this time of year we would invite all parents into school where myself and Mrs. Morris would talk to you about Jolly Phonics. So as you all already most probably know, your children have been starting to learn all of their letter sounds, songs and formation of some certain letters to do with Jolly Phonics. So like I said, usually we'd invite you all in, explain to you why we do Jolly Phonics, why it's important and how we teach your children Jolly Phonics. But unfortunately we can't invite you all in at the moment with everything that's going on at the moment. So what myself and Mrs. Morris thought was if we send you an email with of course a little video and then a PowerPoint as well explaining to you why we do Jolly Phonics, why it's important, and also the little steps that we'll be taking in school so that you have a little bit more of an understanding of what we're doing and why. Along with the email that you've had, we have also sent you a PowerPoint where myself and Mrs. Morris are talking throughout it, but also I've got these little folders to show you. So on Friday, your children will receive these folders. Every child will receive one. What we usually do is we send them out every week, and then we ask for them back, where we add extra letters in once we've done those certain letter sounds. But with how everything is at the moment, we'd have to receive them, quarantine them for 72 hours, and it's just a lot of a faff, if I'm honest. So what we thought we'd do is we'd give you everything now, and this will do until Christmas. So all of the little leaflets that are in here are to be done and up all the way until Christmas. So inside you've got all of these leaflets, and what we've done is on the inside here, as you can see, there's the dates of when we want each leaflet to be completed. So for example, for the week of the 2nd of November, the letters that your children are going to be doing is S, A, T. All of that week, so there's a little leaflet in here as well. There's little tasks for them to do with S, A and T. I recommend for you to do one letter a day. So try and focus on one letter. I like to also play I Spy with them. If you're going to the supermarket, then can you think of things that start with a S or that have a sound in them? It can be done when you're on your way home from school, in the evening when you're sat having dinner, or as simple as when your child's in bed at night. These sessions do not have to take a long time. It can be quick 5-minute sessions. We usually in school with our Jolly Phonics sessions take around 10 to 15 minutes. So they don't have to be very long-winded for hours sitting by a table. All of the letter sounds that are actually here, your child will have already done them in school. So if you show them the letter S, they will already know the movement, the song and the formation. But of course it is important that they keep on practicing these. We practice them daily in school, outside, on the mat, but of course doing it at home as well is really important. So all of these are in here, all of the little sheets inside. Please try and stick to the dates as much as you can. Don't go through all of the sheets within 2 weeks, because nothing will then go in for the child and it won't be beneficial for them at all. Like I said, we have sent you also a little PowerPoint where myself and Mrs. Morris are talking over the slides. If you have any questions at all at any time, please ask us. You see us every morning, every day when you pick up the children. You've got our purple mash as well. We check our purple mash daily. So if there's anything that you'll just have a quick little question about and that you forget it one day, just write us an email and we'll write it back, or we'll discuss it with you in the morning or the afternoon. I really hope that all of this helps you as much as it can. Like I said, any questions at all, please come to myself or Mrs. Morris and we'll be happy to help. I hope all this helps you. Thank you for listening. Bye.